Ladies and gentlemen, what is brewing at Zimbabwe President Emmerson Mnangagwa's Precabe Farm? Yesterday we saw ZANU PF Central Committee meeting at there. Now, is a new successor being anointed for Zimbabwe next presidency? We're seeing this face imagine none other than Kudakwashe Tagwirei. The big question is, could Kudakwashe Tagwirei really be the next big name in ZANU PF? And we're seeing military rumors swirling around President Chiwenga. What does this mean for the future of Zimbabwe's presidency? Is this the starter of Zimbabwe new political revolution? Are we witnessing a new political revolution in Zimbabwe? Or maybe a dangerous power grab? And why are people calling Precabe Farm a shebeen of secrets? Stay tuned. We're diving deep into this drama that unfolded at Precabe Farm on May 25, 2025. And trust me, you will not believe what's happening behind the scenes. Now, before we get into what went down at Precabe Farm, let us go through some speculations that have been buzzing around Zimbabwe around the issue. Shocking speculations about Precabe Farm. Then we talk about the power play that is happening. Are we seeing a boardroom coup versus a military coup happening in the nation of Zimbabwe, or rather about to happen? We see this poster here. This is a very scary poster. We see one posted on x.com and it's captioned, "It will be tragic. It will be tragic if VP Chiwenga is not there at Precabe, as moves to replace him with Kudakwashe Tagwirei have intensified. Central Committee members will be corrupted at Precabe Farm in Kwekwe to endorse Tagwirei on Africa Day, May 25, as the Precabe Farm become a new government seat, a new seat of government." Then we see, this is a poster where we are seeing a ZANU PF Star Rally, Precabe Farm, Sunday, 25 May. And we see who's face there. That is none other than Kudakwashe Tagwirei, ladies and gentlemen. Now, there are many big questions emerging from shocking speculations about Precabe Farm. Is Kudakwashe Tagwirei, the influential business tycoon, being positioned as President Emmerson Mnangagwa's successor with President Chiwenga's endorsement? Yeah, you heard me right. Is Vice President Chiwenga endorsing this? Are military rumors resurfacing suggesting Chiwenga might be planning a power move against Mnangagwa, just like his role in the 2017 coup against Mugabe? Could Chiwenga be sidelined entirely with Tagwirei's rise, signaling a shift away from military influence within the party of ZANU PF? Is the Star Rally at Precabe Farm a cover for a secret deal to extend Mnangagwa's term beyond 2028, as speculated by Bulawayo 24 News? Are Tagwirei's business interests, like his fuel monopoly and land tenure decisions, being used to secure loyalty within ZANU PF? We see another user make a post on this on x.com. And finally, could this event spark a public backlash with opposing forces mobilizing against what many see as an undemocratic power play? Now, these speculations are just the beginning. If you want to know what is really going on at Precabe Farm, ladies and gentlemen, and what it means for Zimbabwe's future, hit the like button and subscribe to TV7 Live before we proceed. Now let's dive into the conspiracy theories, the events of yesterday, and what to know and what people are saying, ladies and gentlemen. Precabe Farm isn't just a 405-hectare agricultural hub. It's been at the center of political conspiracies for years. Owned by President Emmerson Mnangagwa, this farm has long showcased as a model of success under Zimbabwe's controversial land reform program. But whispers of secret dealings have always surrounded it. Back in 2023, Bulawayo 24 News reported that a tour of Precabe Farm by ZANU PF legislators was a symbolic act to pledge loyalty to Mnangagwa and push for his term extension, an ED 2030 campaign that sparked outrage among groups. Critics argued it was a move to undermine democratic principles, with constitutional amendments being planned behind closed doors. And let's not forget the whispers of Precabe being a hub for the elite, a hub for elite gatherings. Now it is said that real decisions about the nation of Zimbabwe right now are being made at Precabe Farm. Yesterday we saw a video of 𝒌𝒏 Mawarire speaking on something like this, on this issue. So, what is the farm's reputation? Some call it a shebeen of political secrets, a place where ZANU PF's inner cycle meets to plot their next moves, and yesterday's event only added fuel to the fire, more fuel to the fire. Big up shebeen gardeners. Big up to everybody who's watching us live. To those watching us live right now, you can write your comments in the top chat or in the super chat. That's how I can get to see your names. So I can give you my shout out. We are digging deep into this Precabe saga. What happened at Precabe Farm on May 25, 2025? We see the ZANU PF Central Committee holding a high-profile meeting coinciding with a presidential star rally that kicked off at 10 a.m. What is this rally about? A rally where we see Kudakwashe Tagwirei's image. Kudakwashe Tagwirei's picture is the picture we see on the poster there. So we see this one kicking off at 10 a.m. The farm's entrance, marked by a billboard with a lion and the Zimbabwean flag, set the stage for a gathering of party elites. Images show members in formal attire, some in supporting ZANU PF colors, engaging in discussions under the Kwekwe sun. The rally was a strategic move to mobilize support, with posters featuring Mnangagwa and other leaders like from the Midlands province. But the big news, reports suggest that this event was to anoint Kudakwashe Tagwirei as a potential successor, with Vice President Chiwenga allegedly giving his endorsement, a claim that has got everyone talking about this. But not everyone is celebrating it. We see ex-users like Xander KE91 pointed out the stark contrast between the elites at Precabe Farm and the struggling masses of Zimbabwe, saying, Makuvano ari kudya chiguta aya ruzhinji richinonga soswe nemuromo. Basically, the leaders are feasting while the people starve. Others like Taku Zane called the attendees Matsaga auraya nyikaya, accusing them of ruining the country. The public frustration is palpable. So, what are most people speculating after today's event? Here is the rundown. Tagwirei's rise is a done deal, with his business influence like his fuel monopoly securing his position, but it might alienate the military faction led by Chiwenga, allegedly led by Chiwenga. Chiwenga's endorsement could be a strategic retreat, with some believing he is avoiding a direct clash with the Mnangagwa camp. The Star Rally might be the first step in a broader campaign to extend Mnangagwa's presidency, with constitutional changes looming on the horizon. Provinces might resist Tagwirei's anointment, leading to ZANU PF internal conflicts. Opposition groups could seize the moment to rally against ZANU PF, especially if public discontent grows over economic hardships. Land tenure and ownership issues tied to Tagwirei's influence might become a flashpoint, further dividing the nation. There is also speculation that this could lead to health crisis among the leaders. Now, today's events at Precabe Farm have opened a Pandora's box of speculation, drama, and political maneuvering. Is this the beginning of a new era for Zimbabwe, or the start of more turmoil? Now we see there are many political conspiracies surrounding President Emmerson Mnangagwa's Precabe Farm. So we're going to be covering some of these conspiracies that are covering the Precabe Farm. Now, these are the political conspiracies. We begin with number one. Precabe Farm as a front for money laundering and elite enrichment. One conspiracy that has gained traction over the years, especially among opposition circles, is that Precabe Farm isn't just a model agricultural project. It is allegedly a front for money laundering tied to ZANU PF elites. Critics point to Emmerson Mnangagwa's rapid accumulation of wealth since taking power in the year 2017, alongside figures like Kudakwashe Tagwirei, who has been accused of benefiting from government contracts. We see this is noted in the Zimbabwe Independent article from 2024. The farm's high-profile status, with its frequent hosting of ZANU PF events like yesterday's Star Rally, fuel speculation that it serves as a hub for funneling illicit funds under the guise of agricultural success. Some claim that The farm's operations are a cover for moving money through inflated agricultural deals, with Tagwirei's fuel monopoly allegedly playing a role financing these activities. Number 2, a secret pact to undermine the Constitution, the 2030 agenda. The Herald article from January 2025 mentions ED 2030 campaign where Mnangagwa allies like Midlands Provincial Minister 𝕃𝒆𝒆𝒕𝒊𝒏𝒈 are pushing to extend his presidency beyond his constitutional limit of 2028. A conspiracy tied to yesterday's event at Precabe Farm suggests that the Star Rally was a testing ground for this agenda, with ZANU PF gauging provincial loyalty to the idea of amending the constitution. Some speculate that the anointment of Tagwirei, as mentioned by one on X.com Vumani 3791, X is on distraction, a way to appease factions within ZANU PF while Mnangagwa quietly consolidate power for a longer reign. This theory aligns with the standards piece, which questions whether Zimbabwe might face another military-assisted coup if Mnangagwa overstays his welcome, especially given the military's history role in Zimbabwean politics, for example, the 2017 coup against Mugabe. Number 3, Chiwenga's Boardroom Coup, a military power play in disguise. Or is it? Building on the Standard newspaper analysis of a potential boardroom coup, there is a conspiracy that Vice President Chiwenga is using today's Precabe Farm event to position himself for a takeover. We see here's a public endorsement of Tagwirei, but despite his public event of Tagwirei, it's being speculated that this may be to position himself for a takeover. Chiwenga, a former military general instrumental in the 2017 coup, is believed to still wield significant influence over the Zimbabwe National Army, with allies like ZNA commander, former commander, now Minister of Sport, Ansalem Sanyatwe. The conspiracy posits that Chiwenga's attendance at Precabe Farm then was a strategic move to placate Mnangagwa while secretly rallying military support for future power grab. Some speculate that his endorsement for Tagwirei is a facade meant to buy time as he builds a critical mass within ZANU PF, something the Standard notes he currently lacks. Now we see one post on X.com. He says, "Where is Chavangu?" Meaning Chiwenga. This could reflect public suspicion about his true intentions at the event. Number 4, foreign influencer, and Precabe Farm Chinese connections. A lesser known but growing conspiracy involves foreign influence at Precabe Farm, particularly from China. Zimbabwe has deepened ties with China in recent years, with Chinese firms heavily involved in mining and infrastructure projects. Some theorists claim that Precabe Farm is a meeting point for negotiating secret deals with Chinese investors, with ZANU PF elites trading land and resources for personal gain. This theory ties into Tagwirei's business dealings, as his company Sakunda Holdings has been linked to Chinese partnerships in the fuel and mining sectors. The farm isolation in Kwekwe makes it an ideal spot for discreet meetings, and yesterday's star rally might have included foreign delegates under the guise of a party event. While there is no direct evidence on this, in the ex-post, the farm's infrastructure, like water tanks and modern buildings, could be seen as suspiciously advanced for a rural farm, fueling speculation of foreign funding. Number 5. The G40's secret return. The G40 return, a shadow of influence at Precabe Farm. The G40. The G40 faction is a group within ZANU PF that opposed Mnangagwa during the 2017 coup. Another source of conspiracy led by figures like Jonathan Moyo. The G40 was largely exiled from after Mugabe ouster, but some believe they are orchestrating a comeback through proxies at events like today's Precabe Farm rally. The conspiracy suggests that G40 loyalists have infiltrated ZANU PF ranks and are using the succession debate to sow discord, hoping to weaken both Mnangagwa and Chiwenga. Tagwirei's rise could be a G40-backed move, with the faction allegedly leveraging his wealth to regain influence. The heralds mention of a bipartisan approach at Precabe Farm in 2025, where opposition MPs are invited, might have been a cover for G40 operatives to re-enter the political fold, according to this theory. Number 6. Precabe Farm is a propaganda machine for land reform. Big up whoever we say. Now the ZANU PF official web result praises Precabe Farm as a model for agricultural excellence, with the Mnangagwa promoting production. However, a conspiracy suggests that the farm is less about farming and more about propaganda to whitewash the failures of Zimbabwe's land reform since the early 2000s. Land reform has been criticized for economic decline, failure to compensate displaced white farmers, and benefiting ZANU PF elites over ordinary citizens. This is quoted from the Wikipedia. Precabe Farm, with its lion imagery and high-profile events, might be a staged effort to protect success, distracting from the border crisis. Yesterday's star rally could be part of this narrative, with ZANU PF using the event to claim agricultural progress while ignoring public grievances. Number 7. A plot to suppress opposition through co-option. The Herald article from January 2025 notes that over 30 opposition legislators attended a tour at Precabe Farm, which was framed as a bipartisan approach. A conspiracy theory suggests that this was a deliberate tactic to co-opt and neutralize the opposition, with yesterday's event at Precabe Farm furthering that agenda. By hosting opposition figures and showcasing the farm's success, ZANU PF might be trying to buy loyalty or silence dissent, especially as public discontent grows. Number 8. Precabe Farm is a staging ground for election rigging. Given the standard claim that Mnangagwa has never fairly won an election outside ZANU PF's political monopoly, a conspiracy suggests that Precabe Farm is a hub for planning election rigging. Yesterday's Star Rally might have been a cover for strategizing voter suppression or manipulation tactics for future elections, especially with succession debates heating up. The Precabe's remote location in Kwekwe allows for discrete meetings, and the presence of ZANU PF Central Committee members yesterday could indicate discussions on mobilizing resources. Tagwirei's wealth is one of the resources, or maybe, to influence electoral outcomes. Now, this theory ties into broader concerns about democratic backsliding in Zimbabwe, with Precabe Farm serving as a symbolic and practical basis for such activity. Ex-user Vumani 3791 mentions the Ziganandas being protected if Tagwirei takes over, referring to Mnangagwa's loyalist. A conspiracy suggests that Tagwirei's appointment at Precabe Farm yesterday is part of a broader protection racket where he is being positioned to safeguard ZANU PF's elite from future accountability. Tagwirei's control over fuel monopolies and influence on land tenure could be leveraged to shield figures like Mnangagwa from legal and economic repercussions after leaving office. This theory posits that Precabe Farm events are a stage for negotiating such deals, with the farm itself possibly serving as a future safe haven for retiring elites, insulated by Tagwirei's financial empire. Then, number 10. A planned public health crisis to distract the masses. We see an ex-user comment about high cholesterol, BP, heart attack, or stroke. Precabe Farm. At Precabe Farm, he sparks a darker conspiracy. A darker conspiracy that ZANU PF might be orchestrating a public health crisis to divert attention from political scandals. Yes, the public health crisis is high cholesterol, BP, heart attack, and stroke. Now, the lavish displays at Precabe Farm events contrasted with widespread poverty could be a deliberate tactic to provoke public outrage, only for ZANU PF to then solve a manufactured crisis like the health emergency among leaders to regain public favor. This theory suggests that today's Star Rally was a precursor to such a plan, with ZANU PF elites intentionally flaunting their wealth to incite unrest, which they could later exploit for political gain. Now, tying it all together with yesterday's events. Yesterday's ZANU PF Central Committee meeting and Star Rally at Precabe, as reported by Crime Watch Zimbabwe on X.com, have amplified these conspiracies. The events focus on Tagwirei's political succession, Chiwenga's biggest role in the farm's significance as a ZANU PF stronghold provide fertile ground for speculation. Images of party elites in formal attire, the Zimbabwean flag, and the farm's infrastructure like the water tank and the lion bill would reinforce its status as a political epicenter where hidden political agendas might be unfolding.
Africa always on point. Bullseye hitting hard, shaking the joint, stealing hearts like true crime.
Historically, Precabe Farm has been a lightning rod for controversy, from its role in land reform propaganda to its use as a venue for elite gatherings. The conspiracies above draw on Zimbabwe's broader political context, military influence, foreign ties, succession battles, economic inequality, all this to paint a picture of Precabe Farm as a microcosm of the country's power struggles. Whether these theories hold water or not, they underscore the intense scrutiny surrounding yesterday's events at the farm's enduring role in Zimbabwean politics.
Africa always on point. Bullseye hitting hard, shaking the joint, stealing hearts like true crime. Bringing the news right on time.
Big up and thank you to everybody who was watching us live. Make sure you click the like button and subscribe to TV7 Live if you have not yet already done so that you never miss any of our videos, because we make videos each and every day. May the good Lord bless you, fellow Zimbabweans. That was it for now. I'm going to sign out. I'll be back again at Zimbabwe time, 7 p.m. Ladies and gentlemen,